Have you ever wondered why some people achieve incredible success while others just make excuses? Welcome back to the Book Summaries channel, where today we are breaking down the ultimate guide to self-discipline. Today, we're exploring No Excuses, The Power of Self-Discipline by Brian Tracy, a book that promises to show you how to achieve success in every area of your life by mastering the one trait that matters most. In this opening chapter, Brian Tracy defines self-discipline as the ability to do what you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. He argues that success is not a matter of luck or talent alone, but the result of consistent, disciplined action toward a clear goal. Tracy introduces the law of cause and effect, stating that if you do what successful people do, you will eventually get the same results. Self-discipline is described as the master key that opens all doors to greatness and personal fulfillment. He emphasizes that the greatest enemy of success is the path of least resistance and the expediency factor. Most people seek immediate gratification, while successful people have the discipline to delay rewards for long-term gains. By practicing self-discipline, you build self-esteem, self-respect, and a sense of personal power. This chapter sets the stage by asserting that your level of discipline determines your ultimate ceiling in life. You must take 100% responsibility for your actions and stop making excuses for your current situation. Success is predictable if you have the discipline to pay the price in advance. Character is the foundation upon which a successful life is built, and it is forged through self-discipline. Tracy explains that your character is the sum total of your virtues and the choices you make when no one is looking. Integrity is highlighted as the most important virtue, requiring the discipline to be honest with yourself and others at all times. This chapter suggests that every time you act with integrity, your self-esteem increases and your character strengthens. Conversely, every time you compromise your values, you weaken your resolve and your reputation. Character is developed through the discipline of self-control and self-mastery in small, daily moments. Tracy encourages readers to define their core values clearly and then live in total alignment with them. Courage is also a vital component of character, requiring the discipline to face fears rather than avoiding them. By consistently choosing the harder right over the easier wrong, you become a person of substance. Your character eventually becomes your destiny, determining how others perceive and trust you. This internal strength provides the stability needed to weather the storms of life. One of the most profound shifts a person can make is moving from a victim mentality to total personal responsibility. Tracy argues that the moment you stop making excuses and accept responsibility for everything in your life, you become a leader. Self-discipline is required to catch yourself when you start to blame others or complain about your circumstances. Responsibility means recognizing that you are where you are because of the choices you have made in the past. If you are unhappy with your current situation, you must have the discipline to change your actions to create a different future. This chapter emphasizes that blaming others is a waste of energy that strips you of your power to improve. You are the architect of your own life, and self-discipline is the tool you use to build it. Accepting responsibility eliminates the negative emotions that hold you back, such as anger and resentment. Successful people focus on solutions, while unsuccessful people focus on who to blame. Discipline yourself to stay focused on what you can do now to move forward. This mindset shift is the hallmark of a mature and successful individual. Goals are the fuel in the furnace of achievement, but they require the discipline of clarity and written planning. Tracy explains that only 3% of adults have clear, written goals, and these individuals achieve far more than the rest. Self-discipline is necessary to take the time to sit down and define exactly what you want in every area of your life. You must have the discipline to write your goals down daily and review them to keep your mind focused. This chapter introduces a 7-step process for goal setting, starting with deciding exactly what you want and ending with taking daily action. Without discipline, goals are merely wishes that have no power to transform your reality. You must be willing to pay the price for your goals, which often involves sacrifice and hard work. Disciplining your focus ensures that you do not get distracted by unimportant activities that don't lead to your objectives. The act of writing goals programs them into your subconscious mind, activating the reticular activating system. Consistency is key. You must do something every single day to move toward your major goal. Discipline turns the invisible into the visible through persistent effort. To achieve high levels of success, you must commit to the discipline of continuous personal and professional improvement. Tracy asserts that you are your most valuable asset, and your earning power is determined by your skills. Self-discipline is required to invest in yourself every day by reading, listening to educational programs, and attending seminars. He introduces the Law of Three, suggesting that you focus on the three most important tasks that contribute the most value to your work. Excellence is not an accident. It is the result of a disciplined commitment to being the best in your field. You must have the discipline to identify your key result areas and work on your weaknesses until they become strengths. This chapter encourages a lifelong learning mindset, where you spend at least 1 hour a day studying your craft. By getting 1% better every week, you will eventually become one of the top performers in your industry. Discipline yourself to stay ahead of the curve and adapt to changes in your market. Success comes to those who have the discipline to prepare more than their competition. Personal excellence is a journey, not a destination, requiring daily dedication. Courage is the discipline of facing your fears until they no longer have power over you. Tracy explains that fear of failure and fear of rejection are the primary obstacles to success for most people. Self-discipline is required to step out of your comfort zone and take risks even when you feel anxious. This chapter suggests that the only way to overcome a fear is to do the thing you fear until you master it. You must have the discipline to act in spite of fear, rather than waiting for the fear to disappear. Tracy introduces the fear melter technique, which involves identifying the worst-case scenario and realizing you could survive it. By consistently confronting small fears, you build the courage muscle needed for larger challenges. Discipline yourself to view failures as feedback and opportunities to learn rather than reasons to quit. Courageous people are not without fear. They simply have the discipline to manage it effectively. Taking bold action often triggers the law of attraction, bringing resources and people into your life to help you. Discipline your mind to focus on the desired outcome rather than the potential pitfalls. Persistence is the ultimate test of self-discipline and the true measure of your belief in yourself. Tracy emphasizes that every great success is preceded by numerous failures and setbacks that test your resolve. Self-discipline is required to keep going when things get tough and you feel like giving up. This chapter defines persistence as self-discipline in action. It is the quality that separates the winners from the losers. You must have the discipline to resolve in advance that you will never quit, no matter what happens. Persistence builds your character and reinforces your commitment to your goals. Tracy suggests that every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit, provided you have the discipline to find it. The more you persist, the more you develop the mental toughness required for long-term achievement. Discipline yourself to see every obstacle as a test of your character and your desire. When you persist through difficulty, you send a message to your subconscious that you are unstoppable. Persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel. It is the final ingredient that ensures your eventual victory over any circumstance. In the professional world, self-discipline is the difference between being a high achiever and a mediocre employee. Tracy discusses the importance of the work all the time you work principle, avoiding social distractions and time wasters. Self-discipline is required to start your most important task first thing in the morning and stay with it until it's finished. This chapter introduces the ABCD method for prioritizing tasks and ensuring that your energy is spent on high-value activities. You must have the discipline to say no to requests that don't align with your primary work goals. Tracy highlights that top performers are 10 times more productive than average workers because of their disciplined focus. Discipline yourself to develop a reputation for being fast, dependable, and hardworking. Time is your most precious resource, and self-discipline is the tool you use to protect it. Avoid the water cooler trap of idle office gossip that kills productivity. By working with intensity and focus, you create more free time for your personal life and family. Success at work is the result of disciplined habits that become second nature over time. Leadership is inseparable from self-discipline, as a leader must first master themselves before they can lead others. Tracy explains that leaders set the standard for the entire organization through their disciplined behavior. Self-discipline is required to stay calm and focused under pressure, providing a clear direction for the team. This chapter emphasizes that leaders are made, not born, through the constant practice of self-mastery. You must have the discipline to take responsibility for results, even when things go wrong under your watch. Leaders use discipline to manage their time, set clear priorities, and communicate effectively with their followers. Tracy highlights the importance of vision, which requires the discipline to look ahead and plan for future challenges. A disciplined leader inspires trust and respect, creating a culture of excellence within their group. Discipline yourself to be a role model in everything you do, from your work ethic to your personal integrity. Leadership is the ability to get people to do what needs to be done because they want to do it. This influence is earned through the consistent application of self-discipline in all leadership roles. Successful businesses are built on a foundation of disciplined systems and clear strategies. Tracy discusses the importance of the discipline of the market, which requires a business to provide value and solve problems for customers. Self-discipline is necessary to manage costs, improve quality, and stay competitive in a changing economy. This chapter highlights that the most successful companies are those with the discipline to focus on their core competencies. You must have the discipline to listen to customer feedback and adapt your products or services accordingly. Tracy explains that business success requires the discipline of rigorous financial management and cash flow control. Avoid the temptation to expand too quickly or move into areas where you lack expertise. Discipline yourself to hire the best people and provide them with the training and resources they need to succeed. Business is a game of numbers, and self-discipline is required to track and analyze the key metrics of your performance. By maintaining a disciplined approach to every aspect of the business, you ensure long-term profitability and growth. Success in business is the result of disciplined execution of a well-thought-out plan. Sales is a profession where self-discipline directly correlates to income and success. Tracy explains that the most successful salespeople are those who have the discipline to prospect and follow up consistently. Self-discipline is required to handle the inevitable rejections that come with a sales career without losing motivation. This chapter introduces the 100 calls technique, which involves the discipline of making 100 sales calls as quickly as possible to overcome the fear of rejection. You must have the discipline to prepare thoroughly for every sales presentation and understand the customer's needs. Tracy emphasizes that top salespeople are disciplined students of their craft, constantly improving their communication and closing skills. Discipline yourself to manage your sales funnel and stay focused on high-probability leads. Successful selling requires the discipline of resilience and a positive mental attitude, regardless of the no's you receive. By disciplining your daily activity, you create a predictable flow of sales and income. Sales success is not about smooth talking, but about the disciplined application of proven sales principles. Image showing a sales funnel diagram. Financial independence is the result of a lifelong discipline of saving and investing wisely. Tracy introduces the law of accumulation, which states that every great fortune is built on small amounts of money saved over time. Self-discipline is required to spend less than you earn and avoid the trap of Parkinson's law, where expenses rise to meet income. This chapter encourages the discipline of paying yourself first by automatically saving 10% to 20% of your income. You must have the discipline to delay gratification and avoid impulsive purchases that lead to debt. Tracy highlights that becoming wealthy is a slow process that requires patience and disciplined financial habits. Discipline yourself to educate yourself on investment options and manage your money with care. Financial security provides a sense of freedom and peace of mind that allows you to focus on other goals. Avoid the get-rich-quick schemes that promise easy money but often lead to ruin. By practicing disciplined frugality and smart investing, you can achieve a level of wealth that lasts for a lifetime. Money is a tool, and self-discipline is the master skill needed to use it effectively. Time management is actually self-management, as we cannot control time itself, only what we do with it. Tracy explains that your ability to manage your time determines the quality of your life and the level of your success. Self-discipline is required to plan every day in advance and work from a list of priorities. This chapter introduces the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule, suggesting that 20% of your activities produce 80% of your results. You must have the discipline to focus on those high-value tasks and ignore the low-value C tasks. Tracy encourages the discipline of single handling, where you stay with one task until it is 100% complete. Discipline yourself to overcome procrastination by starting on your most difficult task first, eating the frog. Time management requires the discipline to eliminate distractions like social media and unnecessary emails. By disciplining your use of time, you become more productive and reduce the stress of feeling overwhelmed. Success is found in the disciplined use of minutes and hours toward your major goals. Life is a series of problems to be solved, and self-discipline is the key to effective and creative solutions. Tracy explains that your ability to solve problems determines your value to others and your success in life. Self-discipline is required to remain calm and objective when a crisis occurs, rather than reacting emotionally. This chapter introduces a systematic approach to problem solving, starting with defining the problem clearly. You must have the discipline to gather all the facts before making a decision or taking action. Tracy encourages brainstorming multiple solutions and evaluating them based on their potential consequences. Discipline yourself to focus 80% of your energy on the solution and only 20% on the problem itself. Avoid the temptation to ignore problems or hope they go away on their own. Successful people view problems as opportunities to learn and grow, requiring a disciplined and positive mindset. By disciplining your thinking process, you can find the most efficient path through any obstacle. Problem solving is a skill that improves with disciplined practice and experience. Happiness is not something that happens to you. It is a state of mind that results from disciplined thinking and action. Tracy argues that happiness is the highest human good and is achieved when you are living in alignment with your values. Self-discipline is required to focus on the positive aspects of your life and practice gratitude daily. This chapter suggests that the feeling of unhappiness often stems from a lack of control over your life, which self-discipline restores. You must have the discipline to forgive others and let go of past hurts that weigh you down. Tracy explains that true happiness comes from the sense of progress and achievement that only self-discipline can provide. Discipline yourself to engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, rather than settling for mindless distractions. Happiness is also found in the discipline of maintaining healthy relationships and helping others. By disciplining your internal dialogue, you can maintain a happy and optimistic outlook regardless of external circumstances. Success and happiness are two sides of the same coin. both requiring the foundation of self-mastery. Your physical health is the engine that drives your success, and it requires the discipline of healthy habits. Tracy emphasizes that you have the power to live a long, vibrant life if you have the discipline to care for your body. Self-discipline is required to eat a balanced diet, exercise regularly, and get sufficient rest. This chapter suggests that most health problems are the result of poor choices and a lack of self-control. You must have the discipline to avoid harmful substances and manage your weight through calorie control and activity. Tracy encourages the discipline of a daily exercise routine, which improves your energy levels and mental clarity. Discipline yourself to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night to allow your body and brain to recover. Personal health requires the discipline of consistency. Small healthy choices every day lead to a lifetime of vitality. By maintaining your health, you ensure that you have the stamina to achieve your long-term goals. Your body is the only place you have to live, so discipline yourself to treat it with respect. Building on general health, physical fitness requires the discipline of specific and regular training. Tracy explains that fitness improves your self-confidence and your ability to perform at high levels in all areas of life. Self-discipline is required to push yourself during workouts and maintain a consistent schedule even when you're busy. This chapter highlights that the feeling of flow and peak performance often comes from a body that is fit and strong. You must have the discipline to set fitness goals, such as running a certain distance or lifting a specific weight. Tracy suggests that exercise is a powerful tool for stress management and emotional well-being. Discipline yourself to start slow and gradually increase the intensity of your workouts to avoid injury. Physical fitness requires the discipline of mind over matter, where you train your body to obey your will. By disciplining your physical training, you develop a sense of discipline that carries over into your work and personal life. Fitness is a visible sign of self-mastery and personal pride. A fit body supports a sharp mind and an indomitable spirit. A successful and happy marriage is the result of the disciplined practice of love, patience, and communication. Tracy explains that relationships require constant effort and the discipline to put your partner's needs alongside your own. Self-discipline is required to listen without judging and to resolve conflicts through calm and respectful dialogue. This chapter suggests that the key to a long-lasting marriage is the discipline of total commitment to the success of the union. You must have the discipline to express appreciation and affection to your spouse every single day. Tracy warns against the discipline of being right at the expense of being happy. Learn to apologize and move on. Discipline yourself to spend quality time together, free from the distractions of work and technology. Successful marriages are built by two people who have the discipline to be faithful, honest, and supportive of each other. By disciplining your reactions and choosing kindness, you create a home environment of peace and love. Marriage is a partnership that thrives on the disciplined application of the Golden Rule. The goal of parenting is to raise children who are self-disciplined, responsible, and capable of independent success. Tracy explains that children learn more from what you do than from what you say, requiring you to be a disciplined role model. Self-discipline is required to set clear boundaries and consistently enforce rules with love and patience. This chapter emphasizes the importance of teaching children the law of cause and effect and the value of hard work. You must have the discipline to spend one-on-one time with each child, listening to their thoughts and feelings. Tracy suggests that parents should discipline themselves to praise their children's efforts rather than just their results. Avoid the temptation to overprotect children from the consequences of their actions, as this prevents them from learning self-discipline. Parenting requires the discipline of emotional control, especially during challenging teenage years. By disciplining your own behavior and providing a stable home, you give your children the best foundation for their future. The ultimate gift a parent can give is the internal strength of character developed through disciplined upbringing. Healthy friendships enrich your life and provide a support system, but they require the discipline of attention and effort. Tracy explains that to have a friend, you must be a friend, which requires the discipline of reliability and loyalty. Self-discipline is required to keep in touch with friends and make time for social activities despite a busy schedule. This chapter suggests that the quality of your friends is a reflection of your own character and discipline. You must have the discipline to choose your friends wisely, surrounding yourself with positive and successful people. Tracy highlights the importance of being a good listener and providing support during your friends' difficult times. Discipline yourself to avoid gossip and speak well of others behind their backs to build trust. Friendships require the discipline of forgiveness and the ability to overlook small faults in others. By practicing the discipline of kindness, you attract high-quality people into your life. Social success is the result of disciplined interpersonal habits that make others feel valued and respected. Invest the time to cultivate deep and meaningful connections through disciplined effort. The ultimate goal of self-discipline is to achieve a state of inner peace and personal harmony. Tracy argues that peace of mind is the true measure of success and is only possible through self-mastery. Self-discipline is required to control your thoughts and focus on what you want rather than what you fear. This chapter concludes that when you have the discipline to live with integrity, work hard, and treat others well, peace of mind follows naturally. You must have the discipline to live in the present moment and let go of regrets about the past and worries about the future. Tracy emphasizes that self-discipline gives you the power to choose your response to any situation, maintaining your calm. By practicing the habits of self-discipline throughout your life, you build a foundation of self-respect that is unshakable. Discipline yourself to pursue your own definition of success and stay true to your inner vision. Peace of mind is the reward for a life well lived and a character well formed through self-discipline. This final chapter ties all the principles together, showing that self-discipline is the path to a meaningful and tranquil life.